If we turn our backs and spit in his face, is God still gonna bless the USA?
In ancient times, the hallways of castles had stumbling blocks placed randomly. These stumbling blocks were raised stones set in the hallways so that invading men in suits of armor would trip and fall while chasing the escaping king. The monarch knew where the stumbling blocks were, but the invaders didn't. So as they ran after the king, they would trip and fall and were slowed down because it wasn't easy to get up with armor on. This allowed the king's life to be spared as he escaped. Greetings, Patriots. I'm Perry Green. Welcome to our God in America podcast. All sin separates us from God, but some sins are greater than others. When the Jews brought Jesus to Pilate, he interrogated and examined him, finding no fault. The Jews symbolized this action by inspecting the Passover lambs to determine which ones were unblemished for sacrifice. We should remember that Jesus was examining Pilate and the Jewish leadership, though they thought they were scrutinizing him. The Roman governor found nothing wrong with Jesus, but we see Pilate's flaws and the Sanhedrin's corruption. Like many today, they may have thought they were above the law and were working in secret, but God sees and reveals all. In the same way, when we read the Bible, we may think we're revealing its secrets, but the Word of God is actually exposing our innermost selves. We can be discouraged or grateful for the revelations that lead us to a closer walk with God. In part, Hebrews 4 verse 12 reads, "For the Word of God is living and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, and it is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." Notice this exchange between Jesus and Pilate in John 19 verses 9 to 11. He entered his headquarters again and said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" But Jesus gave him no answer. So Pilate said to him, "You will not speak to me? Do you not know that I have authority to release you and authority to crucify you?" Jesus answered him, "You would have no authority over me at all unless it had been given you from above. Therefore, he who delivered me over to you has the greater sin." Pilate was an arrogant, ambitious Roman politician. He had repeatedly found himself at odds with the emperor for his insensitive abuse of the Jews. He feared for his position and his life. Now he felt caught between the proverbial rock and the hard place as he faced the greatest trial of his life. The governor first attempted to intimidate God's Son with not just death, but the horrifying death of crucifixion. Jesus didn't flinch. Just as he prayed in Gethsemane, he was ready to fulfill his mission to satisfy God's justice and die for the sake of humanity. He persevered to the end. Jesus clarified the source of Pilate's power. It did not come from his political maneuvering. It came from God. Likewise, Daniel informed the same truth to the Babylonian king after his dream in Daniel 2. Pilate didn't earn the position. God gave it to him for this momentous occasion. Through Jesus' trial, Pilate revealed his nature. He had no integrity and took the easy way out by killing an innocent man instead of setting him free. As a substitute, he freed an admitted insurrectionist, much like our corrupt courts are doing today. Politicians typically go with the flow rather than do the right thing if it's unpopular. Pontius Pilate knew that if he did not comply with the influential Jewish leaders, they would complain to Caesar and he would lose his position and career. Pilate was guilty of legalized murder when he crucified Christ. The Lord was innocent, but in the governor's eyes, he was simply a throwaway. By comparison, the Jews had the greater sin in pressuring the Roman leader to execute an innocent man. Jesus said it like this in Luke 17, verses 1 and 2. Temptations to sin are sure to come, but woe to the one through whom they come. It would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were cast into the sea than that he should cause one of these little ones to sin. While Americans believe we choose our officials, God is the true mastermind behind the scenes. He provides leaders who mirror our character. He tests us by revealing how much we will endure in the face of corrupt politicians. As he does, we reveal who we truly are. If we insist on honest leaders, it shows we possess integrity. If we're violently protesting, rejoicing in the death of the innocent, or too busy to care about having honest leadership, we don't deserve the liberty God gave us. Samuel Adams wrote, "Is it not high time for the people of this country explicitly to declare whether they will be free men or slaves? It's an important question which ought to be decided. It concerns us more than anything in this life. The salvation of our souls is interested in the event, for wherever tyranny is established, morality of every kind comes in like a torrent. It is in the interest of tyrants to reduce people to ignorance and vice." We find ourselves today in the same situation as James Garfield described in 1876 at our centennial. He declared, "Now more than ever, the people are responsible for the character of their Congress." Thanks for being with us today. Please like, follow, subscribe to, and share our podcast with your friends. Please pray for our ministry. And if you'd like to donate to our cause, please visit our website at godinamerica.com. That's the word God, the letter N, America.com. Until next time, let's keep the light of seeing as God sees burning.